Come gather, ye friends, round your flickering campfires and listen to tales of voyage, Viking verbs, and pillage from the worn pages of history.
It's the saga of the most famous Viking in the history of streaming, Rollo the Walker.
Rollo the what? This is the family show. There can be no double entendres on...
The Silly History Boys Show.
This is the tale of the Dark Age raider, voyager, and founder of a warrior empire, Kapla.
Another mystery. Ugh. Punish him, Pear Bear. Shout, "Go Dark Ages!" first.
Go Dark Ages!
Damn! The year is roughly 850 AD. Roughly because we don't know. The place, Norway, or maybe Denmark, because we don't know. Our tale may well begin in the great hall of the great Jarl Ronvald Eysteinsen, or possibly not, because we don't actually know.
Will you commit?
All right. And now, as if to salute our decisiveness, Jarl Eysteinsen rises to his feet.
Yo! Warriors, tonight I honor your service with a feast. When the snows melt, we shall take to our ships and once more go a Viking.
Yo!
Friends, I am favored by the gods. I have a great hall, a beautiful wife, and two fine sons, Gurrum and Rollo. But even better than all that, it gives me great pleasure to announce that we're having a feud! With Harold Finehair, King of Norway!
Oh, Ron, the king? Well, surely there's easier people to have a feud with.
Go big or go home, my love. Harold may be powerful with famously fine hair, but even he would think twice before taking on me and my mighty household. Oh, there's someone at the door. Gurrum, my son, go see who it is.
Yes, father. I shall now walk across the hall to the door and open it.
Hello there. We're a heavily armed feud. May we come in?
No?
Hoped you'd say that. Oh, no. Get 'em, lads! In the name of the king!
In moments, the hall is filled with fully tooled up Northmen. Jarl Ronvald's men, armed only for dinner, are quickly and messily overpowered.
Ronnie, dear, in future, you are to consult me about who we have feuds with.
Yes, dear.
And through the carnage on the hall's floor steps a man with a head of hair to ring down the ages, the lift, the volume, the sheer, shining blondness of it all. Greetings, heads! It is I, your king, King Harold Finehair. What quickly reached me with your insolence, Jarl Eysteinsen, and now I shall pass judgment for your transgressions against my royal... Mirror!
Mirror, sire.
A split end. Scissors.
Scissors, sire.
Left temple. 18th hair from the front.
Left temple, 18th hair from the front. Snip. Done, sire.
Thank you very much. And now I shall pass judgment for your defiance of my royal authority. The Eysteinsen family shall be punished with experimental haircuts. All shall receive perms with highlights and undercuts.
No! Please, great king, one of my sons lies dead, unarmed and dishonored. I plead for the life of my Rollo.
A boy stands, a tall boy, a boy so lofty that...
Oh, he hits his head on the ceiling.
So, you wish to invoke the skaldic tradition of a people? Very well, I shall listen to your plea. But first, it is very dry in here. Mist my hair.
Misting, sire.
Hydrating. Thank you. Now, madam, you wish to plead for the life of this elongated boy?
I do, sire.
Lady Hild stands and gives voice. She sings. She sings a poetic verse so beautiful, so moving, that even the king's rough warriors cuff tears from their bloodshot eyes.
Take on me, take on me, take me on, take me on, I'll be gone in a week or two.
Oh, it was so beautiful.
I need another haircut. This one is soiled by bloodshed. Clippers, remove it! My lady, you have moved me. Your son will go free. But hear these, young Rollo. If you ever come back to Norway, I shall shave your head down to your neck. Now, take his mother and father to the experimental salon! Poor young Rollo, exiled and orphaned before his first line.
Yeah, thanks for that. Dark and violent much? What will become of me now?
We told you, records are sketchy. Now move the story along before you starve to death.
You keep saying this show is for children, but there's been 3 murders and a starving to death by page 4.
Have you met the children who listen to this show? This is on point. Now get on with it.
Rollo made his way across the mountains and tundra down toward the sea. And there, at a fjord below, he saw the dragon ships, drawn up all along the shore, and approached.
Oi, Bjorn, what's the weather like in England?
Near tropical, I'm told. Sun shines every day and everyone fancies Vikings.
Yes, I shall leave my coat and pack an armless tunic with a daring neckline.
Excuse me, I've been bin-bagged by the king. Could I join your crew?
What as? A mast?
Please? My family are dead. Or at best unfashionable.
Do one, and don't bang your head on the sky on your way out.
Wait, I'm the shipmaster here. Now, boy, can you row? Or sail? Or read the stars?
No. I do take up a lot of leg room, though.
There's no room for passengers on a dragon ship, lad. Unless, of course, you dance, that is. Dance and chant your fate to the gods.
That sounds rather ominous. But dancing is better than starving.
That depends on who's dancing. My Auntie June with a yard of mead on board.
Quiet! Dance well, boy, for even your long legs will not help you at the bottom of the sea.
Oh, knickers.
The Northmen pushed their ships down the shale and into the slate water.
The tide swells, and oars catch in the mirrored water, taking the Northmen to the open ocean. With the land fading and only the grey, fathomless sea to catch them, the Norsemen jump over the side.
From the dragon figurehead to the very stern, the Vikings walk across the oars, leaping and stepping along the sweeps, careless of the heaving sea below.
Way! Your turn, Rollo.
What? I can't do that. I can't swim.
You best not fall in then, Edger. Now earn your place in this crew.
Or we'll just fill your socks with rocks and throw you over the side.
Rollo picks his way through the smirking faces of the crew toward the stern of the Longship.
His crewmates make cruel and unhelpful bets about his chances as he grips the rail.
Mind your step.
The sea gurgles below. He takes a deep breath and steps.
The oar gives way beneath his foot. He is falling to his death.
By sheer instinct, his lanky leg reaches for the next oar, and the next, and the next, and the next, until...
His hand grasps the dragon figurehead, and he is across.
Thus did Rollo dance the oars and join the great heathen army. And it was during that particular Viking horde's invasion of England that the boy Rollo acquired a famous nickname.
Vikings mostly fought on foot, but they rode between battles and pillaging.
The open road, listener. I remember it well. The year was 2001 BC. before kids. Me and my 20cc hog knocked over so many sweet shops and pensioners.
Horses, Tombo! They rode horses! But riding for Rollo proves a problem.
Right, lads, grab yourself a steed and let's go a Viking.
Slight problem. This horse is too short. My feet are literally touching the ground.
You'll have to get your stride on then, Rollo the Walker. Hey, lads, Rollo the Walker.
You're blind with all that walking.
When I grow into myself, I'm gonna punch you so hard.
You'll have to catch me first, you sad, pathetic walker.
Time passes, and Rollo the Walker grows.
For a start, walking, listener, is an excellent low-impact form of cardio.
Dark Age warfare, on the other hand, is the perfect high-intensity workout.
And in the middle of the shield wall, the lanky young Rollo is ground into the stuff of legend.
Counting me Viking plunder. Years of fast in the script. Oi, who turned out the lights? I can't count me nickings.
Excuse me.
What do you want? Great Odin's Raven, look at the size of you!
I told you I'd grow into myself.
No, please! Oh! Landing on my keys!
That's right, listener. Walking everywhere has turned me, Rollo, into an absolute unit of a Viking. Now I'm ready to steal a big bag of England for me sen.
Ah, England. Such a little country for one with such lofty ambitions.
That best not be a crack about my height, mysterious one-eyed stranger who just appeared, seemingly out of nowhere.
That's right, listener, it's me, Odin, king of the Norse gods. 12 it, eh? Let's go full miftity. Why? There are richer lands even than England, off to the east, you know.
You had me at richer.
That's good. And how do you feel about wine and cheese and shrugging? Ever heard of Francia?
Is that like IKEA? I think I prefer to stay in England. Those stunty Saxons are fun to step on. It won't be long till we Viking types are running the old gap.
Oh, hi, Rollo! Oh, gosh, you are like so tall, you know? It's me, King Guthrum. Do you remember me? I'm like a historical figure, listener. And I'm here to tell you that there is now peace between Dane and Saxon. The war is over!
Bum.
And that I, King Guthrum, have renounced the Norse gods, and now I really love Jesus. He's just so awesome.
Ah, bum.
Francia it is then. I must assemble a crew. They must be brave, bold, and above all have distinctively silly voices.
Are we? Did someone call for an ensemble of daft voices like? In that case, you have my sword, Rollo, you lofty great jaw.
You have my sword, unless I've forgotten it, but I can easily go and get it. I'm almost sure I know where it is. I'm holding it. What am I like?
You have my hot bod, Lord Rollo. Hey, if there's any cleaning and pressing to be done over there, I'm your guy.
Right then, let's get over there and get nicking.
Hey!
The Vikings were not strangers in Francia, as you may remember from You've Been Framed, the Frankish Tale of Louis III, or episode 77 of the Silly History Boys show.
They had burned and pillaged all the way to Paris and left such devastation in northwestern France that the place was practically a desert.
Why do people like Vikings?
I genuinely don't know. They're just horrible.
Oh, but they're so dreamy. I mean, so dreamy that the people of Francia have prepared some pretty next-level home security.
Here we are, lads. The gateway to Francia.
Are we? That's a bit wet for a git.
It's the Seine, that's why.
Really? Well, I've been insane for most of my life. Well, I've been sectioned anyway.
The River Seine. It will take our ships to Paris, where all the best cheese and nickings is.
We're not the only ones, boss. There's hundreds of longships. Now there's peace in England, all the mad lads have come over here.
Ancien in a membrane.
Inside in the brain! Hey, is that you?
Rollo Longsocks, do yourself a favour. Leave the proper stealing to the proper Vikings. Row, lads, let's get nicking!
What a cheeky boy! Thatting your socks, Buff! Shall we get rowing and catch 'em up?
Oars in, lads. It would indeed be insane for this place not to have defences. We'll let those giddy little nitwits test them for us.
Rollo is right to be cautious, for the French view the Viking marauders with the same hostility that they view all tourists.
Yeah, mon bishop, regardez-vous, le blooming Vikings have entered the blooming river.
Bless you, my child! If God and his mates favour our cause, then I shall have a new skull to drink out of at the church coffee morning.
Here, monsieur, are you one of those mad Dark Age fighting bishops?
Indeed. So anyone who doesn't put out when the collection plate comes round gets missed. Now, my good parishioner, prepare le cadeau for our heathen friends.
There is a surprise in store for the Vikings.
Row, you monkeys! The rest of you start uncrumpling our bags for life. When we spot the first hypermarket, we're straight into the Stellar Island. Wow!
Here, sir, there's something below us, and I don't think it's Australia.
What? Have we hit something? Come on, row!
That doesn't sound good at all, boss. Yeah, have we got insurance?
I've only got third party.
You tight.
In their enthusiasm not to get Vikinged, the Franks had laid a massive iron chain across the mouth of the river that would tear the bottom out of any longship that tried to pass.
Rollo and his men were stuck, with only the treacherous tides, lethal currents, and the open sea behind them. Boss, what should we do? Yeah, should we go and raid somewhere a bit easier, like Puntons or Haven?
Courage, Jerry. This is why you're never a main character. Look there, in the middle of the channel. There's our way in.
What? That ship? Twice the size of ours, bristling with heavily armed Frankian soldiers?
That's the one. The chain must be anchored to that ship.
So it's like the exhaust part on the Death Star?
I'm from the 9th century, so obviously I have no idea what you're talking about, but yeah. Sound the horn.
While the rest of the Vikings dither, Rollo's ship sprouts oars and makes way for the Behemoth in the middle of the channel. And as the Northmen close with it, they can see where the great iron chain is tethered.
They can also see the steep sides, so steep they tower over the carved beast heads of the longships. And atop those towering wooden walls, spear points bristle like an evil hedge.
And it gets worse.
All right, they're past our mark. Let's get cracking. With this water, I do bless thee, thou big rock. May you fly devoutly and smash the skulls of the heathen into tiny bits. Amen.
Amen! Hey, that were a lovely service, Lord Bishop.
Thanks, lackey. Ah!
As the Norse ships reach the chain boat, the water explodes around them.
Hidden catapults hoy lethal boulders down upon them. Timbers splinter and masts crack as ships are struck.
Scores of Rollo's kinsmen are tipped into the swirling water, and weighed down by their armour, they hasten to the crushing embrace of Njord.
Faster! Row!
But through the crashing shot and towering spray, Rollo's ship comes on, flying toward the chain ship like a sea dragon with its lanky captain on the prow like the icon he is.
Clean yourself up, reenactors. Row, boys! Almost there!
A hail of arrows hisses across the water and falls among the crew, but even those feathered with shafts row on.
And as they close the distance, Rollo hurls his axes.
They bite deep into the timbers of the chain boat.
Ah, not even close, you Viking bugs.
And now he leaps from the prow, across the seething water, through the death-filled air, and grabs the first axe.
And climbs, hand over axe, up the mountainous ship's side and onto the deck.
Hui! Right then, Parlez-vous, Viking?
In a berserker fury, Rollo the Walker becomes Rollo the Whacker, thumping and hewing his massive Dane axe with great scything blows and clearing a path for his crew.
And comes swarming up their shipmasters' axes to join the big, silly history sea fight.
Swords clash and shields shatter and people as they fall into the water.
Francians fight bravely, but the close-quartered brawl is herring-flavoured ice cream to the Northmen, and eventually the Francian soldiers turn from the dripping swords and axes and take their chances in the water.
Oh, cheese it! I mean, fromage it!
Allez! Scapolez-vous!
Wow, we did it, boss. Hey, I tell you, you wouldn't think I
Not now, Chris. Let's put some holes in this bolt, lads.
What's happening down there? Damn my church school eyesight.
There are lots of lads going down and falling in the water, Lord Le Bishop.
Well, naturally. It's a silly history boys sea battle. Anyway, so long as the big boat that secures the big chain remains owned.
Hey, Lord Bishop,
Yes, it's sunk, hasn't it? Allowing hordes of slavering Vikings into West Francia.
looks that way, yeah. Had we best run then?
Run? Me, Bishop Goslan, the first of the Dark Age fighting bishops, just run away?
Yeah?
Yes, we better had. But Vikings be warned, you haven't heard the last of fighting Bishop Goslan.
Finished?
Yes, run!
Despite their best efforts to defend the River Seine, the thirsty Viking horde broke through and their longships made their way along the river to the cheese-rich lands beyond.
They also captured the city of Rouen, which would one day become the capital of the Duchy of Normandy.
Bilbo, spoilers!
Oh, whoops. Once they put out all the fires that they started, Rouen became the base for yet more horrible Vikings to arrive.
More than 100 ships worth of disagreeable Scandinavians were loose in the French countryside, and they were heading for Paris.
Led by one of the most disagreeable of them all, Rollo the Walker, whose stabby tale of pillage and blood is not yet done.
Good. He certainly had quite a sexy voice.
Wow, I'm flattered, I'm sure.
Not you.
Turn the hose on them, Pear Bear. This silliness has gone on long enough.
So, we shall see you next time for the conclusion of the tale of Rollo of Normandy.
Spoilers?
Ah, damn. And another exciting installment of
The Silly History Boys.
And for all the raidings, wettings, and judicial haircuts.
We are...
as always,
Sorry!
Rollo, is it me you're Viking for? Or episode 90 of the Silly History Boys show was written and produced by the Silly History Boys. The parts of mean-spirited Cockney Viking murder jerk, Viking Chris, with a K I assume, the hot-bodied you wouldn't think he was 40, the in-joke that just keeps on giving, and Le Bishop, another one of Will Tristram's super-violent churchmen and a French soldier, were all given voice by super-violent anti-churchman Will Uncle Bilbo Tristram. The parts of the fabulous Harold Finehair, the super stylish King of Norway, Urim, a corpse with one line, Odin, the king of the Viking gods, cause why not? You can see how much conjecture is in this one. Man, I love the Dark Ages, Sailor Jerry the Viking, a hway Geordie Viking type, Le Bob and a sort of oddly Yorkshire French soldier, I've gone too far this time, were played by me, your dear Uncle Bob. The parts of Jarl Einsteinson, it doesn't take a genius to pronounce that one, Guthrum the King, a heathen Viking death machine turned jolly Christian, look out for him when we do the episode on the Great Heathen Army, a filthy Cockney Viking, and an extremely silly Viking. were played by Stu the Pear Bear Perry, who was also editor-in-chief of this particular episode. Thanks very much, Pear Bear. Excellent noises. And speaking of excellent noises, the parts of Hild, Lady Hild, very Terry Jones, and, of course, the rough, tough, dangerous, deadly Rollo the Walker was given voice by Tom Tombo Furmore. Oh, I never get to be a main part. There, you're a main part now, and you're an absolute fruity chap as well. So there you go, that's for you. And last but by no means least, returning to the Silly History Boys show after a long absence. That voice has really bedded in quite nicely now. It's Harry Hazmat Bear playing the voice of young Rollo. Thanks, Hazza. I'm glad you got that earphone out of your ear. Pear Bear had to take Hazmat to the hospital because he had an earbud stuck in his ear. I thought he meant like a cotton bud, and I've been told that you shouldn't put anything larger than your elbow into your ear. But anyway, there we go. But he's all right now. Anyway, I assume he's all right. He could have lasting damage. I hope not. He's a sweet boy in his own way. Zips, zaps, splats, and boings were provided to you by the kind people at ZapSplat.com. And of course, a big pile of Danegeld goes to Scotty Buckley for all the tracks that we used of his this time. The Stuart Perry love affair with Scotty Buckley continues. And you can continue your love affair with the Silly History Boys show by checking us out on our social media. We are on the platform formerly known as Twitter at @SHB_show. We are on Facebook as @Silly History Boys Show and Instagram @Silly History Boys Show. If you've enjoyed this particularly silly episode of the Silly History Boys show, then please rate and review on your chosen podcast platform. We are once again 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, but it only takes a 4-star or heaven forbid maybe a 3 to get us back down there. So if you listen regularly, please do leave us a review. If you really enjoy it, then why not support this endeavour on Ko-Fi by buying us the price of a Ko-Fi, so we can carry on doing these jolly episodes. Dates will be forthcoming for yet more Silly History Boy shows throughout the summer. I'm going to put them up on the socials. Other than that, I'm absolutely delighted to have somehow be doing the credits again. But there we go. I do love them. I'm an absolute thirsty little chap. Thank you very much indeed, listener, for listening. And we'll see you next time for part 2 of Rollo. Is it me or Viking 4? You went for that. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye. Bye.